We begin with the latest developments from Turkey, where Russia and Ukraine are likely to hold their first direct peace talks in over 3 years. But the key figure behind the proposal, Russian President Vladimir Putin, is not attending those talks in Istanbul despite publicly calling for them on May 11th. His name was missing from the Kremlin's final delegation list released late on Wednesday, which includes only mid and lower level officials, including his aide, the deputy defense minister, and the head of military intelligence. Now, following the announcement, a U.S. official also confirmed that President Donald Trump, currently on a 3-nation tour of the Middle East, will not be attending either. Instead, the U.S. delegation in Turkey includes Secretary of State Marco Rubio and senior envoys Steve Witkoff and Keith Kellogg. The talks are centered on a possible 30-day ceasefire, security guarantees for Ukraine, and the status of Russian-occupied territories. NATO says the ball is now clearly in Russia's court to end the war in Ukraine.
Ukraine is ready to commit to a ceasefire and immediate negotiations. That's absolutely clear. The ball is now clearly in Russia's court.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was in Ankara for talks with his Turkish counterpart after earlier stating he would only join the peace process if the Russian leader attended in person. His message ahead of the meeting left little doubt about who he believes is standing in the way of peace.
In fact, it is now more obvious to the entire world than at any other point during the full-scale war. It is clear that the only obstacle to establishing peace is the lack of a clear will from Russia to do so.
Now, the absence of Russian and U.S. leaders has lowered the expectations of a major breakthrough in the war that Moscow started back in February of 2022. Experts believe President Putin may have avoided the meeting to steer clear of being seen as responsible for prolonging the conflict.
Putin does not talk to people who insult or criticize him, be it a Russian politician or a foreign one. As Zelensky has said a lot over the years and continues accusing Putin, I think it's not possible for Putin. Therefore, it was delusional to expect that Putin would agree to talk to Zelensky at all.
But with deep division still in place, the path to peace in Ukraine remains uncertain, and the world watches closely for any signs of progress or escalation.
At Firstpost, we are choosing to hold on to accuracy. That means we won't always be first. We may not get you your breaking alert, but what you will get is what we owe you, and that is the truth. Verified, checked, and cross-checked. We rely on sources and verified ones. After all, that's what separates a journalist from a loudspeaker. But sometimes even we miss a beat, and when we do, we will tell you. Like yesterday, we ran visuals from a registered news agency. That visual turned out to be fake, so we are taking accountability. And from now on, we will cite the source of every visual, every picture, every video that you see on Firstpost will have a source mentioned. That is our commitment to you. We will wait, we will verify, we will ask again, and only then will we tell you. No noise, no panic, just the facts. Because right now, that is what the country needs most.